Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm going to share a crème caramel recipe with you all. And crème caramel is also known as flan. It's a very popular dessert throughout the world. It was originated actually in Portugal, so it's a Portuguese dessert, but everyone loves crème caramel. And this is actually similar to custard pie, which we make in Trinidad. And I will have that video linked in the top right hand corner for you guys, so go check that out. So both of these desserts are very similar in some ways, but crème caramel has a richer texture. It has caramel in it. It actually does not contain ginger, and our custard pie, its main ingredient that really brings out its flavor, it's actually ginger. And we do not put caramel in our custard pie at all. That's not how we make our custard pie in Trinidad. So I just wanted to share this really delicious crème caramel recipe with you all. So if you guys want to see how I do it, then keep watching. And I just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms who are watching my videos and who are fans on my channel. I just wanted to tell you guys Happy Mother's Day and wishing you guys all the best. So to start off, I have my 4 ramekins here, and this is what crème caramel is usually made in, because it's very easy to just serve one of these, because one of these would be one serving. So instead of you cutting slices and sharing it, it's easy to just make it in these little ramekins, and you can just serve it as you go. So what you want to do is just lightly spray this with some cooking spray, or you can lightly butter it as well if you don't have cooking spray. And you'll need a pan to put these in, because we're going to make a water bath, similar to how I did it in my custard pie video. I will have the link to that in the info for you guys. I have here a half of a cup of sugar. This is what we're going to make the dry caramel with. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and this is important because the vanilla taste in the crème caramel is supposed to be very distinct. So you don't want to use vanilla essence or almond essence. Vanilla extract is the way to go, and I'm not saying you have to use it. If you really don't have it, then you can use any type of essence that you have. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt here. Like I said in my custard pie video, it is important to add salt to all your desserts, because salt is what brings out all the flavors in your desserts. Over here I have just over a 1/4 cup of white sugar, because I've tried this with a 1/4 cup and a 1/2 cup, and for some reason I just always need to add a little more than a 1/4 cup to make it perfect. And here I have some heavy cream, or whipping cream as it's also called. You can find this in many groceries in Trinidad. I think Extra Foods has it, Price Club, and True Value. So you can check those out if you can't find it in your regular grocery store. And this is just a heavier cream than milk. This is what we use to make whipped cream. Over here I have 1/2 cup of whole milk, or full cream milk, also called 100% milk. And at the back here I have 5 eggs. We're going to use 3 egg yolks, and you want to make sure that it's large eggs. And I have 2 medium-sized whole eggs. You can also use 2 large eggs as well, but I didn't have any large eggs, so I'm just using 2 regular sized. So now we're gonna start putting everything together. So the first step to making the crème caramel is to make the dry caramel to put at the bottom of the ramekins. So you want to put your dry pan on medium heat and just add your 1/2 cup of sugar to this. Now we're not adding any water to this, and we're not using any utensils to mix this. This is just going to be a dry caramel. You're not going to put anything into it. All I'm going to do is just keep shaking the pan. You want to keep moving it as it starts melting, because it's going to get burnt if you don't move it around. So once it starts melting, you want to just keep shaking the pan like this, and it's going to continue melting to the middle, and then the entire thing is going to get melted, and the end result is going to be a dark amber color. So that's what you want to work towards. And like I said, do not put any utensils in there, do not put your finger in there, and do not add any water or anything. The dry caramel is actually the traditional way of making creme caramel. So once all the sugar has melted and it's gotten a really nice dark amber color like this, you want to just pour it out into your ramekins and kind of evenly distribute them throughout so that each ramekin can get the same amount. So once you've poured the caramel into your ramekins, set it aside, and now we'll start mixing the ingredients for the custard. So the first thing you want to do before you start mixing your custard, go ahead and preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to start off by cracking our eggs, and I'm going to show you an easy way to get the egg yolks out. So you want to crack it. You can discard the top part of the shell, and then you're gonna throw it in your hand. And the white is gonna just run through your fingers, and the yolk is gonna stay whole on top. So now just add your yolk to the bowl and set it aside until we're ready to mix it. So now that that's done, I have my 3 egg yolks here, and I'm just gonna add it to my bowl. Now you can go ahead and crack your whole eggs. If you're using organic eggs, I would suggest you crack these in a separate bowl. Because sometimes you would get bad ones in between. So to your egg now, you're gonna add salt, and the sugar, and we're just gonna whisk that in. Just whisk it until the sugar is nice and dissolved, and you'll notice the eggs are gonna kind of turn a kind of light yellow color. So after that's mixed now, go ahead and add in your milk and your cup of heavy cream. Just give that a nice whisk. Add your vanilla now as well. You can add more vanilla if you would like, or you can add less. It depends on your taste. So usually I would strain my custard if it's Trinidad custard because it has a lot of eggs in it, and the eggs don't really get to break down. But for this creme caramel, it breaks down with the sugar, and because of the egg yolks really mix in together with everything. So you don't need to strain this. So now I'm gonna ladle these into my ramekins. So now that the ramekins are filled, my oven is preheated. Now I'm gonna add some tap water to this pan. And I'm gonna use some hot tap water. You don't want to use boiling water because you don't want it to start cooking right away. Use like a little under boiling. So I added the hot tap water to it, and you want to make sure that it's not boiling, because if it's boiling, it's really not gonna cook properly on the inside. It's gonna just cook the outside quickly and then it'll just be a mess. So just try not to put boiling water. So I'm gonna put these in the oven because my oven is preheated at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and set your timer to about 40 minutes, and at 40 minutes we'll come in and check it to see the consistency of it. If you've seen my custard video, you'll know how to tell if it's ready. When you jiggle it, you'll see a light jiggle like a jello. But if it's too jiggly, like a very liquid consistency, then you'll have to put it back in for about 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna put these in and I'll check back in a few minutes. So I just took this one out. It's been 40 minutes and I just shook it a little bit, and you can see how the center is jiggling, like it's really still liquefied. So I'm gonna put this back in for about 10 to 15 minutes until it shakes kinda slowly, kinda like jello. So my creme caramels have just come out the oven, and we're not gonna invert these as yet because it's really too hot to take them out because they're just gonna fall apart. So as I said, when you shake it, it's gonna have a jello-like consistency. I don't know if you could see that. I don't know if you could see when I shake it that it's kind of jiggling. So that's what you want. You don't want it to be too liquidy. So let these cool down to room temp. Cover them and put them in the fridge for a couple hours. Let them set nicely. And then I'll come back and I'll invert them and show you how they look. And if you want, you can just take a knife and run it around the edges right now, so that when you put it in the fridge and you take it out, it's going to be easy to just pop out. So like I said, let these come to room temperature first and then put it in your fridge, because you don't want to put hot stuff in your fridge. As I said in my previous video, just putting hot stuff in your fridge is going to spoil the fridge and it's just not good overall. So I'm going to come back in a few hours and I'll show you guys how the creme caramel looks. So it's been about 3 hours now, and I just took the creme caramels out of the fridge. Now I'm going to invert one and show you guys how it looks. Doesn't that just look heavenly? I'm so excited to dig in. I just wanted you all to see around the flan that there's no bubbles in it. And when I cut it open, actually you'll see it. And that's why we bake it at such a low temperature. When you bake it at a low temperature and in the water bath, it doesn't develop all those bubbles around. It has like a nice smooth consistency throughout. So I'm gonna cut into this because I want you all to see inside. So I want you all to see how smooth and nice it is on the inside, and there's no bubbles or anything. It's just really smooth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like I said before, this is not a traditional Trini recipe. So be sure to give the video a thumbs up and leave your comments below. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to see all my latest videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!